I'm 80, single dad with twins John and Ella. Together we built this van, our home on wheels. We've lived on the road across Europe, chased waves in Morocco, and now we're back in the UK. We're lucky enough that my sister owns a little campsite up here in the North York moors. And yep, that's us down there, tucked away in the corner of the field. Right now, we're here in the UK to take care of some paperwork. But in the meantime, life doesn't slow down. Friends will be dropping by and there's always jobs to be done on the van. And honestly, it's really not a bad place to pause. North Yorkshire is something really special. It's the kind of landscape that slows you down, makes you breathe a little deeper, and reminds you just how beautiful home can be. Yes, we're back after a much needed break, and that break consisted of sitting in the van in the pouring rain. It's been absolutely bucketing it down here in Yorkshire. As you can see, we're back to glorious blue skies again for now. Anyway, got a bit of a busy week coming up, which quite excited about. First of all, shopping. So the first port of call is the egg shop. This is my sister's little hut where she sells her eggs outside the front of the farm. She has about 30 hens out there in the fields, very, very rapidly laying eggs, and she sells them out the front of here. So we get fresh farm eggs every morning, and I will take my pick of a few here. Absolutely lovely, these eggs, so nice. Me and Ella always have them for breakfast. John sometimes partakes, but otherwise he's on his cereal. She's also got these lovely duck eggs up here as well. We've had a few of those over the last few days. They're incredible. She charges a little bit more for them because they're not as prolific as the chickens, obviously, but they're incredible. Massive yolks on them, such big juicy eggs, very, very nice. Then we pop a couple of quid in the honesty jar. Popped a little bit more in this morning because I short-changed it yesterday. I didn't have any change on me till I'd been to the shops. Right, next port of call. The next shop, fresh water. Now this is actually fresh spring water from the hills around here. It's better than anything you're going to get out of any taps down in the town. As you know, we don't drink tap water. If you know, you know. Right, just getting back to the van and I see a little black panther hunting here. She has caught so many mice this last week. She's really getting quite good at it now. No? Hi. I think she's given up on that one. Okay, exciting times. I'm going to get the chairs back out the back of the van. Because we've had so much rain this last week, we've just been hunkered down in there. All the chairs were packed away in there. But I want to make the place look more homely because we've got guests arriving today. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. Now, first to arrive is going to be someone I knew from way, way, way back in Thailand in the old days. He too has converted a van and is now living in it with his family. It's actually a horse box. Very cool. Yep, we knew this weather was coming, so we stocked up on marshmallows, so hopefully we can have a bit of a campfire tonight, which is going to be so nice. It's so still. I can't believe the storm we had the other night. The van was shaking. I'm so glad we got that skylight repaired last week. My goodness. Then Next guests to arrive tomorrow, it's actually the guys from Liveration. I don't know if you watch the YouTube channel Liveration, but they go around interviewing people who live the same sort of lifestyle as us, or canal boats, tiny homes, that sort of thing. I highly recommend it. Anyway, they're going to arrive tomorrow at some point, and they're going to do a little interview with us, so that's quite exciting. Anyway, for now, I'm just going to get on with a few little bits where we wait for the first of our guests to arrive. So, one of the good things about staying on my sister's campsite means we've got an address we can use to get deliveries. Because all the time we were away, we weren't taking any deliveries at all. So this is one of the little things we need to take care of, isn't it, son? Got various things coming over the weeks, but this one, as you can see, no you can't see, there, is from our good friends at Trelino. For those of you who know, we have a Trelino composting toilet. However, we had a little breakage, an accidental breakage. They're very, very cool things. They've got soft closed lids for what is a plastic composting toilet. Very, very cool. Ours broke. Now, what they have kindly sent is a new lid. So that's nice. I wasn't expecting that actually. So that's really, really cool. Pop that down there, lovely assistant. And then there should also be here. Right, so in there they've sent us a couple more little bits that we're going to need to put this thing back together. So let's fix it, shall we? Right, senor, let's have the toilet out. Toilet from inside the van. Toilets to here. I am new toilet. Thank you, sir. Just chuck it on there. This is my heavily diminished toolkit. I left so much of my stuff in France and it scares me. A tradesman without his tools. Right, put this down here actually. And this is what we're going to fix. So, this is our toilet lid and she's actually right. I sent her photos. It has cracked there and it just slams down badly. It also doesn't stay up sometimes and it's very annoying when you're trying to go to the toilet and it's falling on your back, isn't it, sir? So hopefully, do you know the DeWalt bit set with little screwdriver bits in it in the back of the van? Right, so how does that work? Oh, that has rusted. Okay. Right, sir. I see. I'm learning things about this toilet lid now. So, that goes into there. That goes into... That's a bit faffy. Oh no, there we go. Come on, get in there. That's in. Ta-da! Soft close lid again. We like it. That's been broken since back in Morocco. And now we've got an address to get things sent to. It's fantastic. It makes all the difference. Can't recommend it enough, by the way. Go back and watch the van tour video. I'll pop it up here, actually, if I remember. Because in that video, I give a proper in-depth review of that toilet, and I can't recommend it enough, honestly. We used to use chemical toilets in the old van and in my mum's old motorhome, and it's just stinky and disgusting and horrible to deal with, whereas this thing's just so much easier and cleaner. Oh, just trust me. If you're building a van, go for a separating composting toilet, and if you are, I can't recommend Trelino enough. They're a long-time affiliate of ours now. There's always a link down in the description, and I do believe there is a discount code. Oh no, you might get a pack with it. I think you get a little pack with it. You'll have to go and have a look. I can't remember. It's been there for years. Anyway, I'm going to go and get a cup of tea and yeah, we'll wait for these guys to arrive. I'm really looking forward to this. It's about time we had some visitors up here. Look how gorgeous it is today. See, this is when England's gorgeous. England is gorgeous. Just rains a lot. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. There's no one else on the site today either. So yes, our friends arrived. The big horse box you can see in the field is their new home on wheels. Anthony and his family have converted it themselves and they're now living full-time on the road. The kids wasted no time. Badminton, frisbees, and of course we fired up the barbecue. And yes, there were marshmallows in the evening, although I didn't film any of it, I'm afraid. And then, as I mentioned earlier, the YouTube channel Liveration came by to interview us about our lifestyle. The chat went really smoothly, and I handed my camera off to Ella to grab a few shots of the interview, which in hindsight might have been a mistake because instead she wandered off filming chickens, the cat, and chatting away to the camera. So for fans of Ella Cam, you're going to get a little taster here, and as she'll tell you herself, I gave her far too much power.
Sheep over there. Not like you can see them very well. Look, they're there. While they're doing the interview. I have been given immense power. Chickens! There's chickens! Look! This thing makes everything look so far away.
Good morning all. Well, I hope you're enjoying things so far. I'm busy at work here. You're getting a little bit of behind the scenes. I'm sat in the van. This is real life. We've got towels hanging on here and drying. The sink's full of dirty washing. The kids are in bed. This is when I normally work on a morning, and I'm actually working on the video that you're watching now. And this is the Saturday morning before the video goes live, or, you know, in a few hours this evening. And I've just come to the realization that I actually don't have as much footage of it as I thought. It's coming up really short. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a little treat because I've got a job I need to do in this van and I was just going to get on with it later today or tomorrow, but I'm going to film it for you. Why not? I'll tell you more about that in a minute. Those guys have left in the big truck. Off they've gone. They've tootled off down the road for their next destination. Now I know what you're thinking. You'd like to have had a look around that thing. Well, don't you worry, because next week I'm doing an entire video dedicated to their family and that truck. They're going to give us a tour, a little interview about why they're living the way they are. So you've got that to look forward to. But right now, let's talk to you about what this job's going to be and we'll get on with it, shall we? Yeah. What we've got to do is fit this 12-volt socket, because in the van I only ever installed USB sockets for the 12-volt system. This one is a cigarette lighter style one. What I've gone on ahead and done, because the only thing that draws power in this van, this magnificent van with so much power that I don't know what to do with it, the only thing that draws a lot of power is the laptops, because what you've got to do is switch the inverter on, which steps up, this is for those who don't know of course, steps up the 12-volt system to 240, just like your household, so you can plug normal plug sockets in. But to do that draws an awful lot of power. Now it seems a little bit ridiculous that a laptop runs off about 19 volts, 19.5, so why would we step it up all the way from 12 to 240, then just to bring it, the transformer on the laptop brings it back down to 19. It's a total waste of power. So what I have found on the internet is this. This is obviously a cigarette lighter socket, 12 volt, and it's got a USB charger on the back of it, which just happens to fit my laptop, the one that I work on all the time, the one that keeps this YouTube channel alive, keeps the kids alive, and puts food on the table. Now, I have tested it, and it does moan that it's not as much power as it's used to, but it still seems to keep it topped up at 100%. So what we're going to do is install this socket so I can run my laptop off this and not ever have to turn the inverter on, which saves huge amounts of power. So for like here in the UK, today it's sunny, it's fine. I'm on a campsite, I'm plugged in, it doesn't really matter. But when we're running wild and we get a lot of overcast days, I'm not going to get much solar. So I've got to be very, very careful with my power. So that's it really. Let's install the thing, shall we? Now, obviously, this is my little office here. This is where I live and work most of the time. So I need it somewhere close by. Right, again, realities of van life here. There's the cat litter, hasn't been sorted out yet. It's a mess. That under there is where I plug in to the 240 volt system, and that is my laptop brick there, and that's where I'm normally powered up. So what I'm going to do is install this new socket somewhere here. I'm going to have to access these to see where there's no metal framework and where I can install it. Drill out the hole, connect it up to this 12 volt, just spur it off that, and that should be absolutely fine. Only problem is, I can't get to it for the table. So the table's got to come out as well, hasn't it? I think what I'm going to do is just stick the camera on the side, get on with this, and let you watch with some music. And there we go, job done. You might have noticed I forgot to turn my microphone on, so it's all right. The music was good, wasn't it? Anyway, I've been wanting to get that job done for months and months and months, and now I've done it. I'm very, very happy. Now, I am going to draw this video to a close. I'm sorry it's a bit shorter than usual, and there's not a lot I can do about that. I just don't know really what to film when we're up here on this campsite, because we're not traveling loads and we're not building vans or anything. It just feels like little bits of this and little bits of that, and when I get visitors I'm enjoying time with them and having a little bit of a break. But drop it in the comments, tell me down below, what did you think? Are you okay with this, a bit of that, putting it all together? What would you like to see? Obviously next week you're going to have a look around that horse box, which is quite exciting, and we've already filmed it. There's some unique features on that, so don't forget to tune in for that. The week after, I've got a bit of an idea in my head about a very different video I'd like to do. I kind of want to talk to you guys about where I'm going with this and what my thoughts are on YouTube, and yeah, how it's going to shape over the future and so on. Anyway, drop me some comments what your thoughts are on things like this. And very quickly, one quick shout out to the Patreons, because you guys I've been allowing the money in the Patreon kitty to build up over time. Now it's at an amount where I can take it out, and I'm actually going to get some work done on the van that I've been desperate to do since the beginning. I need to work on the suspension, and it's also going to be enough money to get us through the MOT, I believe. So you guys, you Patreons, are keeping this van running, our home. You're keeping our home running. It's amazing. Thank you so much. And of course, don't forget to look at the Trelino toilet down in the description, like I mentioned earlier. They really are great. Please like, subscribe and share, folks. It's free. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy. Drop it in the comments. See you next week. Bye bye.